Good morning, guys, and welcome to the vlog. Today we're starting the day a little bit different. It's super hot out and Jason and I don't train today. So we got up, got the dogs to this little area. We like to take them swimming and just let them get in some exercise and start their morning out good. So JJ got in a ton of swimming. Bruce just kind of likes to walk around, but that was our fun little start to the morning. I think we're gonna head home now?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Cage, be the lion, be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for, revolution.
Alrighty, we are back from our little swimming trip. That went so well. I mean, I didn't swim, but just seeing the dogs swim and get in the water and have a good start to their morning makes me so happy. I feel like I'm like a proud mom. Probably when you know your kids have had a great day, it just fills up my cup so much. Today, I'm starting my day a little bit different, meaning I hopped right in the shower, did my shower, and normally in my mind, I'm like, just get to work, Kara. Like, get to work. There's no need to like put on makeup, a full outfit, like, girl, just do your work. I chronically feel like I'm not doing enough. It's something I struggle with. So at the same time, there's something about putting yourself together that for me makes me feel more confident, more efficient, and just ready to tackle my day and just improves my own self-confidence. So today that's what I'm doing. Even though I don't truly know what's on the docket, I have 2 reels I want to edit, but I don't know what else I'm filming today. I do have a grounds meeting today, the grounds inner circle. We are working on getting the landing page ready and coming up with a launch date for that. So that is happening today, which I don't necessarily need to get all dolled up for, but today I want to do it differently and I just want to put myself together, get an outfit on, and just get in that routine a bit more. That is what I was used to for so many years of my life. It was dressing in business attire as a manager for, administrative role for the past 10 plus years of my life. So it was like every day routinely, the full meal deal, hair, makeup, the outfit dressed for administrator life. So I'm like the opposite of that now, where I usually look like this with no makeup and just chillin' clothes, which is cool too. And I know that I look fine like that. I know Jason likes me like that. I definitely know people like to give me their opinions on how much better I look without makeup. But for me, I feel better when I put myself together. So today that's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna do a self-tan. This is, again, a little janky, but I love the Loving Tan. So I'm gonna use the Platinum Loving Tan. This one gives me like a nice olive color and it's a quick dry formula, so you can throw it on and like go about your day. I like this one or the Loving Tan Ultra Dark 2-Hour Express. Those 2 are my favorites. So I wanna do a self-tan today. I gotta take my watch off because I think I might do, I'm gonna do a check-in for you guys tomorrow, like a mid-week check-in to see where I'm at now that I'm finishing up my period. It was a long one. So another thing I like to do to hold myself extra accountable when I'm really trying to get things moving a bit more is to increase my frequency of check-ins. So I've been trying to do daily weigh-ins for the most part, but I wanna really put on my bikini, assess my photos, see how things are looking. That way I can keep moving things forward versus waiting till the end of the week. So I want a little self-tan to do that. So we're gonna do that. And then I'm gonna put on a little makeup and stuff like that. I already got my skincare done for the morning. So just a little self-tan and I'm gonna put myself together for you. All right, self-tan is on. Just wanna show you the transformation. I really love the color that this comes on as, and I usually just wear this all day long. It is quick dry. So the one thing I'll say with this formula, don't buy it if you're not an experienced self-tanner, because you gotta work fast or else you're gonna have some weird streaks. But overall, this is just my favorite color. Alrighty, got all ready, and Jason said, let's get outside and do something together now that the dogs are tired out. So we like to do this sometimes to front load the day for Jason, as much as I like to front load my work. Jason having chronic health issues, we have to kind of like go with where his energy's at. So he's feeling okay this morning, right, babe?
Yep.
Feeling decent. So we decided it's get outside, get some exercise. Jason and I truly try to get outside nearly every single day in some form of movement, not necessarily like a workout, just more so we try to get outdoors, get some sunshine, get moving. This has helped immensely for me in my personal weight management journey. After leaving the hospital, it was one thing that truly helped me so much with just maintaining a healthier body and just to be healthier in general, quite honestly.
10K steps?
Huh?
10K steps?
Definitely always trying to focus on 10K steps. Of course, when I go for my runs, those days have they're a lot higher, but regardless, I try to always get close to that 10K steps. There might be like a heavy workload day where I let it go if I don't get it. That's okay too, but for the most part, that is what I strive to do. And I honestly think that could help a lot of you with your weight loss goals. It's just looking at your daily activities, what you're doing beyond just working out in the gym. I used to work out in the gym, sit at the hospital all day, commute home, sit when I got home. I'd have like 3,000 steps. I'm like, okay, cool, I went to the gym, but I'm not moving for the majority of my day. And studies do show the more you don't move, the unhealthier you are. You should be getting up every 1 to 2 hours and moving. That is where I like a fitness tracker because it'll prompt you and remind you to get up and get moving. So,
and you got the Fitbit.
Yeah, well.
You have the Pixel 2.
Pixel 2. So
which runs through Fitbit. How many steps you at?
At 47:19 and counting. So should be in a good spot by the time we're done here. And I believe today, I haven't decided yet. I kind of have to switch up my training this week because I'm doing a 15K race on Sunday with my sister. I'm not really racing per se. I'm running with my sister. Like, she hasn't done a race since last year.
Are you gonna vlog that for episode 5?
In the next episode. But this week I'll kind of show you what I'm doing leading up to that race. Not going for a set time because I just want to run with my sister and it's more for fun. But I'm using this as another opportunity to continue my training, and so I may have to alter my split a little bit this week and be a bit more intentional with where my leg days fall, allowing myself to rest a little bit before the race.
All right, let's go get this walk in.
Let's do it. All right, so today I'm going to take you through one of my lower body leg days for the Forever Fit program. One of the biggest questions I get asked is how to balance running and weightlifting. It's definitely something that is a balancing act. And coming into a race this week, I'm still doing all my leg day movements. I just am lightening up things a little bit. I'm not pushing too hard. Like, I'm not trying to PR this week, which isn't my normal process anyways. But I'm just trying to be very in tune with my body. I spent a lot of time warming up today. I woke up with really tight hip flexors, so I spent a good amount of time really stretching them out. Got a little warm up on the stepper. And the body's feeling good now. So we want to keep it feeling good all week long. So I'm starting out today, my first movement is a compound movement. Usually start any of our leg days here with a compound movement. It's a front squat. This is the hand position that feels most comfortable for me. And I can definitely go heavier than this, but like I said, this is one thing that I'm not gonna push through my heaviest weights this week in effort to just be able to come out the other side of my 15K on Sunday, hopefully keeping my body feeling really good. That is the goal for me. I don't wanna have any injuries, and I also don't wanna get myself so sore that I cause any issues with my body. So just trying to be really in tune with everything. And I definitely lost count. I really like front squats. If you're someone that struggles with like lower back pain, switching to front squats for me helps quite a bit with just my form. So if you're someone with knee pain and you need to swap that out, give that a go as well. All right, so next up is high leg placement on the leg press. You do 12 reps of that. I honestly cannot believe that I am in week 3 of Forever Fit. Let me know down in the comments if you're doing Forever Fit along with me, or if you're doing another program in the Grounds app, or even if you're just following your own program. Let me know down below what workouts you're following. I never thought I would like a program as much as I like Forever Fit. This is my third or fourth time going through it, and I'm just very proud of this program, and I love what it does for me, even though it's definitely a heavier focus on lower body, the 3 lower body days per week. It strengthens my entire body in a way that then excels my running. So a lot of people would think that you would need to cut back on how much you're lifting, how many days a week you're doing lower body. And honestly, it works together. It goes hand in hand and really helps strengthen my knees, my quads, everything in my lower torso to help with my running. All right, single leg dumbbell hip thrusts. These are humbling. I can't use that much weight on these. I'd rather focus on form, like I said, this week, always, not just this week. One thing I was gonna mention, in case you didn't know, I did self-tan yesterday and I haven't rinsed it off yet. So before I get a comment, girl, you looking so orange. I just haven't rinsed off the color guard yet. I did take progress photos this morning, so you're gonna see that as well. Not necessarily because I thought I was gonna see some drastic change in my physique in 3 days, more so just to keep me on track. Like if you're feeling like you're getting a little lost in the sauce throughout the week in terms of your goals and focusing on you, take a midweek day to reflect, take some progress photos, get the weigh-ins, and really take a look at what you've been doing and what, if anything, you need to change to really have a successful week. We're doing deficit RDLs. This is listed in my program to do with a kettlebell, but since the kettlebells are on the opposite side of the gym and they only go up so heavy, I just chose to do dumbbells. So I know some people think you can't swap stuff out. It's good to have flexibility. You need to swap something out, swap it out. There's nothing wrong with that. You're still gonna be working the same body parts. And this stretch honestly feels so good right now. I've also got a little interesting scan, I should say, coming up this week. A little assessment, if you will, that I'll share more with you later in the week to really look at my running gait. So that should be pretty cool. Next, we're moving into lunges with a rotation. These honestly are a little harder than they look. Maybe not for you, but for me, something I've noticed is balance. Balance can be an issue for me, and this is usually because I have some discrepancies in my body from one side to the next. So I have a tendency to get really tight on one side of my body. I think this is pretty normal for a lot of people. For instance, my left hamstring will get really tight, which will play into like lower back tightness. So anytime I'm doing anything a bit more unilaterally, I can sometimes feel that balance difference, which is partly what I'm excited about to do this running gait analysis, because what it should do is hopefully show anything that could potentially cause me issues, and they're gonna give me some recommendations for what to do to strengthen, improve flexibility, etc. So I'm really quite excited to go do this test. Also a little nervous because I just want to hear that everything's looking good before I start a marathon training block, but most important to me is making sure I prevent injuries above and beyond anything at this stage of my life. Dumbbell step-ups. This is another one where it's really important to make sure you have the right footwear. And the bench is a little squishy, so ideally if you had something flat with no give, it'd be ideal. But honestly for these, this is another one where I don't try to go as heavy as possible ever. It's more about the movement. I try to really come down slow and just like tap the toe and come up slow. So that foot that's planted on the bench, you really want to be pushing through that. You should be feeling this movement in that leg that is on the bench, really doing all the work. So nice and slow makes it a lot freaking harder than just going with a super heavy dumbbell and like flying through the movement. Like really taking your time with this. Woo, hamstring on fire. So if you're wearing like say like a running sneaker or something, just go barefoot. Just literally take your shoes off. No one cares. Just wipe up after yourself. On another note, totally separate, what do we think of Justin Timberlake right now? I know this isn't a pop culture channel, but just curious. He seems to be pretty hot and trending after his last DWI. How's everyone feeling about JT nowadays? Are we still big fans of his, or are we kind of like getting the ick? I'm genuinely curious your thoughts, because I'm a little conflicted about how I feel about my man JT. All right, so we just finished up the workout with box jumps, which are another thing I used to do a lot during bikini prep, not high depth. And jumping very quickly shows me being unathletic. Very quickly. I'm not a jumper. I know being short maybe doesn't equate to not like being able to jump good, but I don't know. I didn't play enough sports that required jumping as a kid. It's just an area of weakness for me, but so good to throw into the routine. Like I said, those used to be a Karakuri favorite when I was in bikini prep. I would do tons of those just to really blast the whole lower body, really get that calorie burn, because it really gets your heart rate up, which is why I didn't even try to talk during it. That's gonna conclude my lower body day. I actually do need to do cardio later today because I pussed out. I didn't do it yesterday, but for a particular reason. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So last night, I had full intentions of doing my cardio. I was gonna get my HIIT session done since yesterday was not a training day for me. I do like to capitalize and get in a cardio session, but it was nearing towards the evening and I just felt like someone had taken my energy away from me. And I started thinking why this is happening, because I felt it consistently over the past week. Just realizing I just went through my menstrual cycle. Now, if you watched the last vlog, if you didn't go back and check that out, a lot of good information on hormones, but I did share that all my labs were fantastic. My CBC, which does look at your blood values, like hemoglobin, hematocrit, everything looked good. But I know for me, I've always bordered that line of very easily running low. For instance, I've never been able to donate blood because every time I go, I'm just on the cusp of too low where they will not allow me to do a blood donation. So anyways, even though those labs looked good, it hit me that I just went through my period. Not only that, but it was an exceptionally long period for me. Like I don't normally go that long. Why is this important to you all, or for me to understand? It hit me last night, or maybe actually it hit Jason. Were you the one that thought of it? Jason was like, maybe you need iron. Because I was thinking about the fact that I didn't really get in a lot of red meat over the past week. And I am pretty particular during my phase to make sure I am incorporating red meat. Like the heme sources of iron, which are animal sources, are the most readily absorbed in your body versus non-heme. So things like your dark leafy greens, yes, they do have iron, whole grains, stuff like that, but it's not as well absorbed. So the animal sources are really good to get in if you are someone that eats red meat. I do try to do that during that time of the month. So I ended up just taking an iron supplement last night and deciding it would be better for me to not continue to dig myself into this empty tank that feels like it has no fuel, and allow myself to hopefully get a good night rest, get in some iron and get some red meat in today and feel a bit more energized. So I will say starting out today, I am like my normal energy. So we'll see how the day keeps going, but this is why I'm having BFB, which Jason deemed beef for breakfast. So don't ever like shame having what people quote unquote called weird shit, you know? To me, especially working from home, I don't have people being all judgy and scrutinizing everything I put into my mouth. So it's really nice to just eat whatever I think my body needs at whatever time of day my body needs. And for me this morning, it's getting in BFB, beef for breakfast. Jason made it for me, of course, along with some veggies. And my Manji Hughes, the sweet chili sauce, y'all, it just makes everything taste like you're eating Chinese food or something. It's so good. It tastes like, is it duck sauce or like sweet and sour sauce?
Like a spicy duck sauce.
Like a spicy duck sauce, but not too spicy. It is so good. We find it at Walmart mostly, or our local Tops, if you're familiar, if you're local. Anyways, like this goes over well with me. So another reminder to just be present with your body and what you need and throw out the rules. You don't have to eat eggs and oatmeal for breakfast. It's 2024. You don't have to do that no more. We never did. Do what your body needs. BFB.
So Kara posted on her Instagram stories, should I do an updated reel on how to make my Ninja Creami ice creams?
Babe.
So I responded,
Babe.
should have said, do you want me to do an updated reel on how Jason makes her Ninja Creamies?
You weren't supposed to tell him.
And she finally made herself a Creamie the other night. I'm like, babe, you're not gonna do it right.
He did.
She's like, let me do it. I'm like, fine. I'm like, how was it? She's like, not that good.
I just kept adding more and more milk, and I did like 6 mixes to it. And it just wasn't
It was
getting
not good. So let Jason Corey show you the proper way to make a Creamie.
I
And
let
it
him
is,
make
like,
them all the time
legit,
now.
super easy and delicious.
Here's the thing, you guys. I try to make my own food. I try to make my own meals. And then Jason comes in and wants to make it better. So I oblige him. The good wife that I am.
No, because we were making Creamies and her Creamies weren't good. I'm like, I gotta figure this out because this ain't my vibe. Because I gave up ice cream 2 years ago.
But now it's like...
We gotta get to it.
I
We
know.
got this vlog's
Get
long.
going.
We
I'll
gotta get to it.
chit-chat.
So we're gonna
I'll
keep
chit-chat.
it super, super easy. So you're gonna wanna get yourself some creamer. We use 0 sugar caramel macchiato.
Does the flavor matter?
And pick the flavor of the type of protein you're going with. We're gonna go with the strawberry shortcake. This goes great with it. And you need cashew milk. Almond milk,
No,
do
it
not
has to
use
be
almond milk
cashew.
in creamies. And here's the thing, you guys. It's not gonna be filling this whole entire pint at all.
Yeah.
But the taste is superb.
Yeah.
And you gotta stick around for the whole recipe because the essence of making it so good is the actual, after it's frozen,
Yeah.
preparing it to cream it.
Yes.
So I'm gonna add only 1 ounce of this creamer. So 1 ounce into our shaker cup. We're gonna add 4 ounces of cashew milk. And I don't know why, but cashew milk works much better. It makes it not as icy, or it doesn't make it icy at all, I should say.
I think almond milk is just more watery
think you're
tasting,
right.
like watery based.
I think you're right.
Cashew is just creamier.
So we only got 5 ounces of fluid in the cup. Don't worry, it's going to be perfection. We take 1/4 teaspoon of the sugar-free vanilla pudding mix. Now I make mine a little different. She doesn't like it as sweet as me. I add about, to this, if it was me making it, I'd put 4 drops of better stevia coconut. Very good. We're going to add, I can't believe how good this is. Like this caught me off guard, guys. I'm not a strawberry ice cream guy. I'm not a strawberry milkshake guy, and I love it. 1 scoop to this.
The strawberry shortcake by Ghost is so good, and it's still available on the website. It is a limited time only flavor. So grab yourself some with code Kara. We'll save you 20% off.
And I'm just gonna shake this up. How basic is this compared to everybody throwing all these ingredients in there?
Super simple.
And like you're just adding like,
A lot of people add the whole, like a whole protein shake, like the Core Life or Fairlife, and they fill up the whole thing. And it ends up being 50, 60 grams of protein.
you have like a 600 calorie, I'm just gonna eat regular ice cream.
I did it once before, and consistency tasted okay, but it was so harsh on my stomach. It was just
Gotta get those cookie bits out.
like too much protein, too much dairy. I don't know. It was way too much for me in a sitting. It wasn't.
It gives you the bubble guts.
That's the thing. It's not like I can't eat a pint of ice cream. I can, but it didn't feel good.
So you're gonna see this, oh, that looks puny, blah, blah. But no, trust me, guys. Trust me, it's good. So we're gonna freeze this. And this is our Creamie for tomorrow. We already have one made up from last night. So this is where the important part comes in. And
I skipped this step because I didn't believe in it, but he proved me wrong.
So we're gonna take our 0 sugar caramel macchiato creamer once again, and we're gonna just add a little bit to it, probably like a 1/2 ounce, I don't count it. 1/2 ounce. Then we're gonna take our cashew milk and probably add 1 more ounce. And I kind of just eyeball it. I cover up the frozen mix a little bit. That's it. This part makes a huge difference. I started using allulose. There's all these proven like benefits to like weight loss with it.
That
And,
goes in mine too, right?
Yep,
Okay.
like tons of proven benefits, and it bothers some people's stomach, and it was messing with my stomach a little bit at first, but I eat so much of it now,
You're used to it.
I get no issues. So we're gonna take our trusty quarter teaspoon out again.
I haven't noticed any GI issues with that being in my Creamie. I've been eating this
Plop
every
it in
single
there.
night all week, so.
You have to let this defrost for a little bit before you cream it, and it literally makes a massive difference, this step. So let me get a lid. Again, tell them how important this step is.
Listen, I did not believe in this step. I thought it was fake news. I thought it was unnecessary, but it makes all the difference. So do it. Just do it.
What you can do is
Don't ask why, just do it.
You can clean out your sink. You're going to take your Creamie and you're going to put it right there. You're going to put your water on cold and you're going to let it run so it's touching the bottom. It's like getting the little water droplets, right? It's just like running underneath. For 6 minutes, start your timer.
So precise.
We'll be back in 6 minutes for the rest of the
I need to know if
process.
anyone actually implements this step because I feel you all right now are saying this is unnecessary.
Jason is crazy, but I'm not.
But I need you to come back after you've tried it with and without this step and report back to the rest of the community.
And this is my favorite to use for creamies. And I also use the zero sugar caramel macchiato in it. But I also add 6 drops of the liquid butter stevia, 3 drops of the liquid butter stevia coconut. So English toffee and coconut. So we let it sit in the sink for a little bit, and we're going to put it in the Ninja Creami, and we're just gonna hit ice cream. Let it do its thing. So once you do the ice cream option once, you take it and you stir it and you hit mix just one time. We're only gonna mix it, respin it one time.
I think we get deceived from all the Ninja Creamies like overflowing when in actuality this is like, what, a full cup of ice cream still?
Yeah.
Legit. So you can see the consistency on that. It's not icy at all. It's super creamy. I do like mine a little meltier, to be honest with you, so I take my time with it.
And I eat mine much quicker than she does, so it's not
Yeah.
melty.
And then instead of doing any mix-ins, I'll credit Jason this, we like to just add a little topper. So I've been using the Purely Elizabeth cookie granola.
Yeah, the mix-in destroys it.
You lose all of it. If you mix it in, it's like it crumbles it up too much. So we love using this granola and just sprinkling some on top. And then I just kind of adds a little crunch in each and every bite. So that's my favorite combo. I have been eating this every day this week, and I have to say it's kind of set me up for success in terms of consistency with meals and it being like my final meal for the day. I always pre-program it into my tracker. I can count on that for protein. And the volume of it, even though I know you're like, the whole thing's not full, the volume of it still definitely satiates me in a way where I'm like good after this. Like I eat this and I'm done for the night.
And you're not adding in all this like other crap, like a ton of fat-free cream cheese and all these other ingredients.
Yeah, I really don't think
it's
it
like-
needs it. I mean, especially with the Ghost whey protein, like if you're using the right protein, you don't need to add all that other stuff in there.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your creamy, boo.
Thank you, babe.
Come back and let us know if you try it. Do you know what?
Let us know if you try the Jason method.
You should do a Kara Corey cookbook with recipes by Jason Corey.
I mean, that's essentially what it'll be, won't it? Ready?
Ready.
Ooh, me too.
Really what I'm looking for though is hopefully a uniform bend in the back. Okay.
I had such a cool experience going to get my running gait analysis done. Now, before I share all of that with you, and many of you are not runners, I understand. However, I do think this could be so helpful for many of you who are just athletes. And as we are aging, if you're noticing any weaknesses or pains or anything that's just not feeling 100%, I am a firm believer to have you go do this testing. It's called Run DNA, and I believe you could probably find something local to you. I did this local here, a place I found, and I had been wanting to do this for so long because yes, I'm a runner. I noticed my running this past year. I just felt like a little something was off with my gait. And if we just use common sense for a minute, if something is off with our gait, whether you're a runner or a walker or a lifter, if anything is off, it's going to impact your performance. It's going to set you up for potential to have injuries. It's going to maybe inhibit you from performing as best as you could. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect with this assessment, but I was so impressed. He went through a full assessment of my functional movements and basically scored me whether I was able or unable to do certain things, went through motor assessments, in addition did some strength and flexibility stuff. So before I even got on the treadmill, he had this idea of probably what he was gonna see with my running gait. But even before hopping on the treadmill, he had mentioned noticing in my hips, not having great hip flexion. And I even mentioned to him being a bikini competitor. I spent so many years just really pronouncing and sticking my butt out that it's hard for me to really tuck it back in. And I know from my lifting experience, it's caused me issues with my squats, with any movement, quite honestly, because that's all of your lower pelvic complex there. It really impacts your core, just impacts everything, right? So I was really eager to see what he had to say, because not only do I think this could really help me in terms of my running, but also just overall a better athlete, feel better in my lifts, and just really improve my body. So we did all that. He had some inclination of my hip flexors, got me on the treadmill and did this 2D assessment, which was really neat. It felt a little wonky, but I tried to keep my running gait as normal as it is so that he could get a full assessment. And then what he saw from that was so enlightening to me, because essentially I don't lift my knees up enough when I run. And what that can do is basically set me up for injuries. He did mention that because I am strong, which I really like him for mentioning that, because I am a lifter and I built up strength in other areas, it's likely why I haven't caused an injury at this point in time, because the strength of other areas of my body are taking over. But my running gait, it wasn't horrible. There was some stuff that looked good, but some stuff that looked bad that needs work. I have a lot of work I need to do. So one of the main things he prescribed for me are doing these knee drives to really work on my hip flexion, doing those daily. He also gave me some specific exercises as well, got me back on the treadmill, and immediately knowing what he told me, I did some corrections. And while it felt funny to me, you guys may see the immediate difference in my running and how it looked. So I actually took that information and I put it to the test yesterday out on the road. And it's interesting because when you look at benefits of having a gait analysis done, besides just prevention of injuries, one of the things that it can help with is improving your speed without an actual increase in effort. Does that make sense? So I had said to Jason, this is really hard trying to run differently after running a set way for 20 years. But I looked down at my watch and my running speed was 2 minutes a mile faster. I was running anywhere between an 8:20 to an 8:45 minute mile. And normally I run between a 10 to an 11 and a half minute mile. So I wasn't trying to run faster. It just was part of me trying to correct my gait. It just allowed me to have a better speed. Now, cardiovascular wise, I was feeling that piece, but I definitely didn't feel effort wise in terms of what my body was doing, that it felt harder on my body, if that makes sense. So I'm really excited about this. I now have some exercises to do every day, but not only do I think that this is gonna probably drastically improve my running, but now knowing the hip flexion issue that I have, it makes sense that that could impact me with squats and any of my compound movements in my lifts. So by identifying this, doing some simple exercises throughout the week to correct this, working on my knee drives, not only am I gonna likely improve my running, but just my entire athleticism through my lifts and performance. So I'm super psyched. I'm also gonna be going back to him in 2 weeks to have him take a look at what I've corrected and make sure we don't cause any other injuries or create any other areas that don't look good. So overall, very impressed, and I thought it was very insightful. Now I'm just even more fired up throughout this process. You have to never stop learning about yourself. Don't have such an ego that you can't learn about what you need to improve upon. Just because I'm a CPT, just because I'm an RD, just because I'm a Bikini Pro. All these names are great, but don't have such an ego thinking you can't improve or you don't have ways to learn from other individuals out in the world. So this was just such a cool experience, highly recommend. And now I'm super psyched to go do this race tomorrow with my sister and continue to just correct and improve my gait. So we'll definitely give you more updates on that. If you have ever had a running or gait analysis done, comment that below. I'm very curious. Or if you're interested, let me know below. You should go do it. I know this was a longer video this week. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm getting ready today. I'm packing up, spending the night at my sister's because tomorrow we are running the Boilermaker in Utica. It's one of the biggest 15Ks in the world. Like, some of the best runners come here internationally to run this race. So it's just cool to be part of. I will be vlogging that a bit and that'll be included in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Be sure to smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on everything. And until next time, friends, stay driven.
You gotta basically be standing where he is sitting. Bruce Wayne, come here, buddy. Let's go. No, Bruce, let's go. Come on. Over here. Go ahead. You're fine there. Lay down. Go this way. A little bit more.
This way?
Yeah, no, just slightly. Yeah, right there.
See that table
Right
not
there.
move. That's what I was lining myself up with.
Yeah. Okay, you're good to go. You look tan as fuck.
I haven't rinsed it off yet. That's why I'm like, it might look a little weird.
Let's go. Let's go. Gotta get pumped up for your poses.
Too tired. You woke me up like.
Babe, I let you sleep so long.
You're like, babe, so get up.
I was pretty aggressive at it.
What do you mean for so long? It's 6:20 in the morning.
I've been up since 3:45.
And that's somehow my fault, baby.
No.
We're so crossing.
Justice, no.
He's good.
Justice,
We got it.
Go ahead.
We got it, guys.